So I've had a lot of time away from making YouTube videos, and I've realized a few things. I'm not having as much fun as I used to, and that goes for about pretty much everything that I do. The things that I usually do just don't feel as fun to me anymore. Creating YouTube videos, making comics, playing video games, it's not the same. And I feel like that's a feeling we've all experienced at some point in our lives where the things we used to enjoy all of a sudden don't feel fun anymore. And granted, there are many reasons for that, such as simply growing out of the hobby or not feeling the thrill of it anymore. But deep down, you want to keep partaking in said hobby, but just can't bring yourself to do it anymore. Being an adult is an interesting experience so far. Hardships, relationships, responsibilities, dreams and desires, and yet all I really want to do is kick back and watch TV or play a video game. But after a long day's work, I don't want to just watch any show or play any game. I just binge watch YouTube and sit down in hollow thoughts. Even when I do have free time, I'm sitting down, twiddling my thumbs, asking what I want to do rather than what I should be doing. What do I want to do? Start making my comic? Too much of a hassle. Work on my 3D modeling? I don't have the drive to do so. Play a video game that I love, but I want to play that one that I've been dying to try. Watch an old show that I haven't seen. Too much of a commitment to sit down and watch because I want to give it my undivided attention. All of this sounds like first world problems, and it very much is, but I feel like it also boils down to that innate feeling of wanting to get something done during your free time to feel as if you weren't wasting it. It's crazy to think that as a kid you had a routine of you go to school, maybe finish some homework, and then play games or read books if you're into that. Time wasn't your enemy. You were ignorant to the harsh realities of life. Now, as an adult, it's I do my job and I'm tired and there's not much I want to focus on, so I mindlessly scroll YouTube shorts and watch videos that I don't really care about. I just need background noise to silence the voices. You get what I mean. The addition of responsibilities dwindles the desire to do anything you're really passionate about. Sometimes I find myself sitting in my chair, letting thoughts flow through my head. Regrets, ideas, dreams, and being able to make said regrets disappear and dreams become reality. And sometimes I really want to do something, but my lazy eye is too tired to be bothered, as I know I only have so much time to lollygag until Monday turns around and I gotta lock in on stuff that I don't necessarily care for. Have any of you ever had that feeling where you want to do something, but you have to do something else of higher priority, but you avoid it by wandering aimlessly? Yeah, I'm talking about procrastination. And then when you want to do something productive like work on a passion project, you have a little voice in your head telling you to do your real assigned work. Yeah, that's me on the daily. I'm not sure how many people relate to that feeling. It becomes a never-ending spiral of feeling trapped. Eventually you do get the higher priority task done, but in between all that time, you just felt like you wasted it. What was it that made it so I couldn't enjoy the things I loved? And then it kind of clicked on me. It wasn't just me being tired or me not actually wanting to do it. It was based on the media that I was consuming. Hear me out. I'm watching the most popular shows, playing the most popular games, or games that I bought recently and forced myself to play them even though I'm not fully enjoying it, and would much rather go back to older titles that I love. Staying up to date on the latest trends and news, making comics for people rather than making comics I find to be interesting, making YouTube videos that I don't have a huge passion for anymore despite how popular they were. What did it all have in common? I was following some kind of status quo. You have to play all the games in your library to make your money's worth. You have to keep up with pop culture and shows. You have to please the algorithm. You have to make this comic a certain way. You have to do things a certain way. You have to be a certain way. What if I just wanted to do things my way? And then it hit me. Why can't I just do things my way? Why can't I find comfort in the things that I do? Why do I need such validation? Why do I allow my own thoughts and judgment to be dictated by all these opinions? You know, something tells me that the human mind wasn't made for something of this caliber. I felt like the things I was doing wasn't being dictated by the things that I wanted to do, but were rather being dictated by things that were going around me. And it just wasn't becoming fun anymore. So I stepped away from the internet to really reevaluate what I wanted. Taking time away from YouTube as a whole made me realize that I want to have fun again with the things that I make. I don't want to follow trends. I don't want to have a massive community. I just want to be me. I feel like my time on this channel, I've been wearing a mask, having my thoughts and opinions being influenced by others and then regurgitating the things they say. It feels weird as if my opinions aren't my own anymore, and stepping away from everything made me realize that. This time on YouTube, I've made a lot of great videos and have made many mistakes, but above all else, I had so much fun doing so, and people were loving it. But I look back on all of it and I wish I was just a little bit more true to myself. And that starts with making this video, how I'm finding my love for making videos again. Not by talking about Sonic or some video game or my hatred towards Luigi, but by making something that blends both memes and animations together with some slapstick humor thrown in between in hopes that my friends will enjoy the video. And I decided to make that change for everything, not just for YouTube, but also my other passions. I started writing Gemstone Defenders The 9-Star Hotel, a romance action comedy being the best way I can describe it, where I just let loose with my imagination and have fun with these characters. Not really thinking of what others would have to say, but just having fun with it. And so far, I've had the most fun seeing this vision come to life. From the Blender models, the character interactions, the heart and soul of seeing everything play out has been nothing short of incredible. I found love for making comics again. For movies, I bought a DVD player to burn my movies to my laptop and watch How to Train Your Dragon, my favorite animated movie of all time. No Subway Surfers gameplay footage with oddly satisfying gameplay needed, just pure bliss. For games, I modded my 3DS, and I also modded my Switch and was able to dump my games onto it so I wouldn't have to carry the cards around anymore. And I was able to give it custom themes, which, holy, Nintendo Switch 2 could never. Modding my consoles have just given so much life into them, and it made me play them all over again, especially when it comes to my Switch. Just being able to carry that around and play that, or if I need something a little more pocketable, I can carry my 3DS and play Galaga because I added my emulators onto it. Just popping it out feels amazing, much healthier than doom scrolling on YouTube. I also made tweaks to my Stream Deck so I can launch 2 of my favorite Sonic games of all time at any moment and take a break from my work. It's definitely a convenience thing. So speaking of gaming and convenience, I've recently gone crazy trying to make the ultimate gaming station through Steam. I'm about to achieve gaming heaven! Being able to not just play my Steam library, but my emulation library all into one console-like experience has been absolutely incredible. No need to Switch 2 when you got a whole backlog of games. I actually do want to make a video about the recent games I've been playing lately, as I have a very strong stance on the current landscape of AAA gaming, so I'll probably have to make a separate video for that. But just seeing everything come together in like one console-like experience, all of my games that I own, except for maybe the Steam ones, because you don't technically own those are more of a license. Just being able to have this is such a pride feeling of ownership that we don't really get these days because everything is a subscription. You will own nothing and you will be happy. But doom and gloom aside, I've allowed myself to replay some of my favorite games instead of needing to play the ones I haven't touched yet because I know one day I'll get around to them. For now, I just want something fun and familiar. One of those games in particular being Minecraft, which, oh man, I really gotta deviate and talk about this. Minecraft, like many, is my favorite video game of all time. There's literally no contest for it. Minecraft is just in a complete league of its own that it's not fair to include it in my top 5 list, as number 1 will always be Minecraft without question. It's also now the deciding factor to how I buy video games price-wise. The game here in good old Canada is $30, but I decided to be generous and go with the deluxe version, which is $40. That's the amount I'm willing to spend on a video game these days. So, needless to say, I won't be buying Nintendo games anymore. Greedy little shit. Steam sales and indie titles are gonna be my friends going forward, along with the fan games provided by the Sonic community, because good god, there are so many that I love. I feel really privileged to have such a vast library of games. I really do hate the current direction of AAA gaming, so if all goes down to hell, at least I have something to fall back on. Also, shout out to my friends for letting me into their Steam family so I could expand my library even more. Like, holy crap, there are just so many games now. Use Steam family if you don't have it, it's incredible. Coming back to Minecraft, like many growing up, it is a game that has been with me for a long time, and I can't imagine where I would be without it. I recently started a modded Forever World, and I added over 100 plus vanilla mods because I could. I didn't want to make the game too crazy, so a majority of the mods are just fixes and quality of life improvements to deal with some of the annoyances the game has, and holy crap, I have already put over 100 hours into the game. Here's a small tour of my world, and as you can see here, I've just been having such a blast. The things that I've been able to build are just absolutely amazing, and I couldn't be happier with what I was able to accomplish. There are so many things that I want to collect and so many more things that I want to build, and if I ever get tired, I just plan to drop all my items in a chest of some sort and fly off like 10,000 blocks. I'll have a good meal, I'll be in danger, get almost arrested, spend all my money, and I won't come home until I have kissed a girl. I just recently watched Hello Dolly, so I got like all the songs stuck in my head right now. Speaking of mods, playing modded video games is just such an incredible experience, and I don't think I would have enjoyed the games that I played if I haven't modded them. Minecraft doesn't really count given that it's been with me forever, and I have fun with that game regardless. But I guess a better example would be Sonic Frontiers. I would not have enjoyed the game as much as I did if it weren't for the mods. I'm just not a big fan of the vanilla style game, and sure, it's not bad, it's just really bare bones. Playing with mods has allowed me to shut off my brain and let the music and momentum carry me through the world, and my problems begin to fade away. I hate when people say you have to play games a certain way to get the most out of it. Whether it be you can't mod it because it takes away from the core experience, needing to play a certain weapon or you're trash, or in Minecraft's case, having the pressure of playing pure survival. Like, you play on normal difficulty and you can't have cheats or keep inventory, and then and only then you're able to flex saying, hey, I built all this in survival. But being an adult now, none of us care about that. We just want to goof off and have a fun time. I was showing off this world to my friends and they thought it was amazing. We didn't care if I might have used creative mode. I'm playing with mods. We're way beyond cheating at this point, and it's not like I'm gonna post this on r/Minecraft to get some validation from randos online. So what was this video game ramble all about? I was having fun. And I still have the ability to have fun in the things that I do. But what was the thing that I had to let go of? What was that itching feeling that kept pulling me down and guilting me whenever I wanted to try something else? I needed to let go of expectations. Expectations of monetary gain, fame, the desire to need to complete something to feel like I got my time's worth. And that's another thing too. Feeling like my time wasn't wasted. Because it's not. I'm having fun. I'm having enjoyment. So what if I'm replaying Scarescraper for the 50,000th time, or I'm building a brand new starter house in Minecraft, or running around the same blank field as Sonic Frontiers? I keep telling myself that instead of playing that, I should be getting every collectible in Hollow Knight or beating Hades for the second time. But I don't want to do that. I don't really want to play Mirror's Edge Catalyst because the game feels a bit janky and buggy as hell. I'd rather just play the first game and get some enjoyment out of that. I need to let go of the idea that my time is being wasted. Time is everything as an adult, and you don't quite see it as a kid. You feel like every second you spend should be worth something. And I guess that's just a hard on yourself mindset that's been ingrained into me, where I can't allow myself any downtime to feel like I'm doing nothing. But you are allowed that. You're allowed to just mindlessly run in Hyrule or rewatch the same show over and over again because it brings you joy. And what greater reward could you get than just the feeling of happiness? You don't need to 100% a game to get that joy. You don't need to get the true ending on something. You can just watch it on YouTube and see how that plays out and then move on with your life. I mean, that's what I did with Hollow Knight. I don't think I'm going to get every single charm in the game. I only have like 69% completion. Nice. But I'd rather move on to something else like Stellar Blade, which I recently got in my library thanks to my friend, or the vast library of games that I can play through. But if I ever feel overwhelmed, I can just go back to my comfort games like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon or Sonic Unleashed. As long as you're happy, and as long as you're not harmful to others, you should be allowed to enjoy the passions that you enjoy. And that's the big takeaway I've learned from trying to have fun again in the things that I used to enjoy. So what's gonna happen going forward, especially in regards to this channel? Well, I thought about it and I want to do live streaming again. Maybe another playthrough of Alien Isolation since I got the DLC and see what's going on in my Steam library. I just want to stream games again, and even if I'm just streaming with my friend and no one's watching, that's good enough for me because I don't need a whole audience watching me play. I also want to make a proper return to the Isn't Wholesome series by complaining about Blender and AI because I think those would be really fun topics to discuss. And I guess I want to keep working on my comic series that I'll publish on Webtoons or a different site if somebody's got a better suggestion, and just trying to have fun with that. I've talked about a lot of things in this video, but the main point wasn't to just talk about how I find things to be boring and learning to love them again, but to see if the video would connect with others who feel like they can't enjoy their passions anymore for a multitude of reasons. And sure, my reasons might be because I was just trying to play through my games library, I was trying to keep up with all the popular shows, and whenever I wanted something to cool down with, I couldn't just play my game. I had to play this game that I need to complete. You know, there's all kinds of reasons as to why somebody would not enjoy the things that they do anymore, but if I had to give a single piece of advice to somebody who wants to engage in their passions again, I'd say don't force it. Because if there's something that you truly love, it's something that'll come back to you. And when you do come back to it, go at it with no expectations. Just do what made it fun in the first place. It's kind of like with Minecraft. I didn't have any goal in Minecraft. I would just build apartments and roller coasters and pass the time like that. And be a little easy on yourself. You're having fun. You're not wasting time. Nobody says taking naps is a waste of time. It helps rejuvenate you and make you feel awake. So be a little easy on yourself and don't assume that everything you do, if it's not aligning with your goals, is a waste of time. Smell the roses every once in a while and just live in the moment. And I'm only saying that because I need to hear it for myself. So thank you all so much for listening to my Yap Sesh, and I'll see you all in the next video.